want to shove his head down. The entire length of my fingers, from the bottom of my fingers to the top of my fingers, are going to go on the far side of his neck, not on the top of his head, all right? Now, you could do a half Nelson from here. What I want you to do is I want you to put on his neck, so the entire length of your fingers are on the far side of his neck, okay? Let's go ahead. I'm going to keep the near wrist in this day. Now, I'm going to tee out just a little bit. I'm going to drive him at far angle up. This is far angle up. This is near angle up, all right? This is far angle down. This is near angle down. Instead of going totally out here like this and making like a letter T with my body, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be driving right in here. So if there's a 90-degree angle between his shoulder and his head, I'm driving halfway in between there, 45-degree angle. But first thing I want to do, instead of pushing, is I'm going to pull. So first thing I'm going to do, instead of pushing like this, all right, I'm going to pull. Now watch what happens to his shoulders when I pull, okay? I'm pulling his head in, I'm pulling his head in, and look at his shoulder is coming up, all right? Now, as I'm pulling instead of pushing, and his shoulder, his near shoulder is coming up, all right, I'm going to start to sink this half in deeper. So my elbow goes to the mat. Now when I say sink it in deeper, all right, notice is that my hand is getting in deeper, deeper towards his belly button. So when I say sink it in deeper, what I mean is, as your elbow is going towards the mat, your hand is going deeper towards his belly button. And when you get that elbow on the mat, his hand in deeper to the belly button, now I've got it up really tight. I'm going to keep his near wrist, and this is when I'm going to start my drive. I'm not driving totally east and west. I'm driving at the far angle up, right at the angle like this. All right? That's how I'm going to get him over. So, get back. Okay. I'm driving, I'm getting him down flat, all right? Putting my fingers on the far side of his neck. I'm not pushing yet, I'm pulling. Pulling him in. As I'm pulling him in, I'm sinking my elbow to the mat. As I'm sinking my elbow to the mat, my wrist is getting closer to his belly button. Once I get it in really tight, now I'm pushing him all the way over. Okay, all right, so putting your elbow on top of the head is one way to do it. I know all of you guys know that because we've gone over that. What I want you guys to do this time is I want to see you put your hand on the back of his neck. I want to see you pull his head in until his shoulder comes up. When his shoulder comes up, you sink your elbow to the mat. When your elbow is to the mat, then you're going to drive him over. All right? Any questions? All right, make it happen.